Stop apologising for your fees. Today, I'm joined by the wonderful Steph Walker, boss lady of TAUK, the self-employed estate agency model. Stop apologising for the fees. What do you mean by that? Talk to me.
So, fees. It's a contentious issue at best. And I believe it's all in estate agents' heads. I believe that the vast majority of clients are not fee oriented. I think there is a small group of people that are.
Do you actually want the science on this?
Well, I know you know it, so I've opened this one right up for you.
The Property Academy do their 10,000 vendor survey every single year, and they've asked the same question every single year, and they've asked it as multiple choice. They've asked it in different ways, and there is always a 1% difference. So it's always either, and that is 16 to 17%. It never ever changes. And this has been asked each year, 10,000 vendors, and 16 to 17% want the cheapest fee irrespective of anything else. Okay, 83%. What have you got? Show me your worth. You ask most estate agents, they think it's the other way around.
Well, absolutely. So straight away, we've got some facts there. The overwhelming majority of people in the UK are after value add, are after somebody that can sit there and show them how to get the best end result.
Otherwise, if it was the cheapest, we'd all be shopping at Lidl.
Well, Purple Bricks would have had 100% market share, wouldn't it?
There they were.
And there we go. So I think, first of all, we have to get really, really comfortable with saying we don't need to do business with everybody.
Exactly. I need to be comfortable of losing.
100%. Absolutely have to be comfortable with that. And I know for employed agents out there, they may be listening to this and going, well, you know, I've got a bonus related to X amount of listings or I'm told to go out there and win all the business. I think every single estate agency organisation needs to sit down and say, we don't need to do business with everybody. We need to do business with those that get what we do and why we do it. We need to actually understand, because I'm sure there's lots of estate agency businesses that don't know their why. But once you've built that picture, you can go out there really strongly and say, that's the type of client that I want, because that's the type of client I can serve best. And so it's not even about the fee, really, because I'm going to be so confident when I sit and talk about my strategy with that client that they're going to get it. And actually, a client that doesn't believe that can go down the road. By virtue of being like that, you charge better fees anyway. And so it does mitigate you not doing business with everybody. I'd much prefer to sell 10 homes at 1.75% than sell 25, 1 or 0.75. It makes much more sense. And actually, the whole robust nature of my business becomes better because whether I'm a personal agent or running a conventional agency, I have much more time to devote to those individual clients. So all of that sits there. But if you are a personal agent, or if you are about to launch a self-employed estate agency business now, the thing that you need to get rid of quickest is your hangover from conventional agency, is your hangover from the high street, because you've been ingrained to think about fee as this point of choice.
Because I actually don't think it's actually, I think some of it's fee, but I think it's actually deeper than that, is that they don't like losing to the competition.
Yeah.
That's it. They just hate the fact that someone loves their competitors more than them. I didn't get it, but they like me. It's like this. I never invented this. Someone else invented this phrase. It's like Tinder for ugly people. You didn't get a bong, but at least they like me. But it's true.
Yeah, and look, I think
we hate losing.
We do.
If you can fall in love with losing, and fall in love with the fact that if that you're not for me, or I'm not for you, then you're absolutely right. You can have less properties, who'll pay you better fees, you'll enjoy it more. You just have to have the guts to do it. But I even see self-employed estate agents pull their pants down. They've moved over to self-employed, but their brain hasn't.
This is it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not so flippant as to say it's easy, because this is something ingrained, right? But the quicker you do get comfortable with losing business. But again, understand, even if the high street, even if conventional agency stays the same, you're still not coming here to do volume. That's not the purpose of why you do personal agency.
And it's so easy. I hear derogatory comments from bosses saying, well, we only sold 4 houses last month. Yeah, they've probably earned more than you have, mate.
Absolutely. So the beauty is that, again, this is why I'm so excited for 2025 and the market. And I think we're in this perfect scenario where people need solutions. So if you can position yourself as the person that provides the solution that gets that best outcome, the fee's negligible. And I heard something brilliant last week. We were shooting the TAUK peer-to-peer podcast. And here's a little tip or trick. Tom Constable, who's a brilliant personal estate agent, said, why are we obsessed with quarts of a percent? So, when we reduce our fee, we seem to go from 1.5 to 1.25. Why have we just dropped 0.25? Why don't we go from 1.5 to 1.4, 1.45? So if we are negotiating, negotiate on a very small point. But I think there's some really easy, humorous ways that you can talk about fees. So when somebody says, will you negotiate? You can say, absolutely, you can always pay me more. And have a little laugh with the client. I think humour is confidence without arrogance. And hopefully you're already on a level with the client at that point. And I think what you really need to do is understand, what's your time worth? And be really confident in saying, my time is valuable. And ultimately, when people think about that quarter of a percent difference, or hopefully less if you're able to be a bit smart with it, you're often talking maybe a couple of £1,000 at best, maybe even just a couple of £100.
Yeah, and isn't it interesting that both of us were a bit stat geeks, but there's wonderful kits out there like 20EA, which actually prove that you might be able to get £5,000 more than the other person.
Well, I mean, that does the job for you. So if you're in the fortunate position of having access to that technology, the job is done. But I'd say it's even simpler in that, have you realised, Mr. Client, that the difference between those two fees is £2,000? Now, as a self-employed individual, that means a whole lot to me. But if you think I can't negotiate by £2,000 when your offer comes in, probably shouldn't be a business owner in a estate agency. Again, that's not cocky, it's just really confident. And I just think if people just think about things, you don't need to do business with everybody. The people that you'll end up doing business with will much more likely to listen to you on price, believe in your strategy, want to see you win and want to achieve that best outcome together. But generally, they're not worried about fee. It's you.
Thank you for your time today, Steph.